Hello, dear friends. For evil to prosper, it's enough for good men to do nothing. Charlie Kirk. Opinion piece. Tipping point. Crucial moment. Controlled collapse. Kingdom projects. Whirlwind of events. Brief period of chaos. Cataclysmic ascension. In a matter of months, rejection of doomsday narrative. Let's start. A tipping point is a crucial moment of stillness where actions must be taken to prevent negative change or fatal damage. It is a precise instant when something important needs to be done. In geopolitics, a tipping point refers to a key strategic moment or situation where a decisive shift occurs that could have a significant impact on global stability and affect the balance of power, security, or international relations. We have reached a critical point according to Ariel Perlotario I, who interprets the recent British royal ceremony as a symbol of the transfer of global sovereignty. The salute, performed on foreign soil, signals the end of British dominance over international maritime and financial routes. The UK brought out its pomp and the finest finery to dazzle Trump on his second state visit. Opinions. Mark Sira argues that this readjustment is not only financial but humanitarian. He highlights the importance of kingdom projects, initiatives focused on uplifting communities and helping those in need. This narrative serves as a vital reminder to practice gratitude and compassion, reminding us that everyone, regardless of financial ability, can contribute to making the world a better place. You are not here to be saved. You are here to awaken. Step away from low-frequency fear and into loving kindness. Fear is a weather pattern. You are the sky. Observe it. Don't become it. You are not here to become divine. You are here to remember that you already are. You were not sent here merely to endure the world, but to transform it with the light within you. Every decision you make changes the architecture of reality. Don't underestimate the gravity of your presence, says Keshraj. Predictions of a cataclysmic ascension and are everywhere. According to the 9D Arcturian Council through Daniel Scranton, you are reaching the point where, as a collective, you will realize that you don't need to create cataclysmic events, chaos, and other calamities to grow. Your growth does not have to be painful, nor does it involve suffering a dark night of the soul, either individually or collectively. And when you realize that, you can relax in the face of the great changes to come because you are creator beings. To say that experiencing the end of darkness on earth is a challenge is understatement. According to Matthew, knowing that the forces of light are defeating the forces of darkness gives you confidence that your light is helping to co-create a wonderful world of peace, love, and harmony. But this final phase of the spiritual battle is not easy. The high-frequency infusion was the universe's gift to all souls on the planet, but most people are unaware of it and struggle to adapt to the stronger energy. Earth's ascension path is under attack from disparate dark beings seeking to flood the planet with negativity. Activation. The Ashtar command predicts a controlled collapse of the current financial system and a temporary shutdown of banks, followed by the simultaneous activation of the QFS and an emergency global broadcast. to inform and reassure the population. It also foresees a brief period of banking chaos to implement the reset and the military and galactic protection. It predicts that this event would occur in a matter of months and would transform the global financial system, eliminating poverty and facilitating spiritual and social ascension. Dave Akira presents the QFS as an advanced financial infrastructure designed and protected by the coalition and benevolent forces called White Hats and galactic entities, intended to replace the current banking system. He claims that the QFS is real, that all countries in the world have already signed agreements to participate, and that the system is impossible to hack thanks to quantum and satellites technologies, including Starlink and the Space Force. He asserts that the QFS is not the negative Great Reset proposed by the cabal for totalitarian control, but rather a positive, decentralized, and well-being oriented reset. He also claims that it is a financial liberation overseen by benevolent artificial intelligence and protected against corrupt use. The QFS is described as a quantum, transparent, tokenized system backed by tangible assets such as gold, silver, and physical resources. All currencies would be backed by physical assets, and there would be a revaluation of currencies toward global parity, the most well-known example of which would be the rainbow dollar. Jubilee, or global debt forgiveness, is included along with the disappearance of intermediary banks and the redistribution of assets confiscated from the cabal, as well as global collateral funds for humanitarian projects. Economy. Gold demand is beginning to show some weakness. The Fed cuts interest rates by a quarter point in its first cut since December. Peter Schiff called the Fed's latest rate cuts possibly its biggest policy mistake to date. The Federal Reserve is desperate to avoid a crisis, according to W.T. Finance. Jerome Powell's Fed enters nightmare territory, according to Fringe Finance. USA. Charlie Kirk's funeral will be held on September 21st in Arizona. President Trump announces plan to designate Antifa as a terrorist organization. Zelensky defies Trump with new demands for peace in Ukraine. Curious. A mysterious signal from the Earth's core has been detected from space. Congressman Tim Burchett says that entities are here on Earth. According to Vigilant Fox, Congress has just revealed geoengineering, a hearing exposed cloud seeding and other undisclosed chemicals. Scientists warned that spraying sulfates could cause acid rain and devastate crops. Representative Tim Burchett demanded a federal ban. Middle East. Explosive-laden robots invade Gaza City. The WHO calls on Israel to halt its offensive in Gaza, with hospitals on the verge of collapse. All internet and cell phone lines have been cut due to the attacks on Gaza. The EU proposes freezing the trade pact with Israel. Brussels proposes withdrawing trade benefits for Israel and sanctioning 2 ministers. The Spanish prosecutor's office will investigate human rights violations in Gaza. Europe. Massive protest against budget cuts paralyzes France. Generation Z youth last barely a year in their first job. Pilot shortage causes cancellations and lash pay raises. Ursula von der Leyen said that the battle lines are being drawn for a new world order is based on power. Spain. Germany is looking for Spaniards to work with permanent contracts and salaries of 3,000 euros. The Spanish company Aurea Avionics wins a NATO contract to supply microdrones to the Allies. Spain has its own Stonehenge, more than 4,000 years old, but it is under the control of water, under the water. It's the Guadalperal dolmen in Extremadura. European authorities warn of the presence of large amounts of mercury in fish from Spain. The Aragon food industry sees 250 million in EU funds at risk with the new financial framework. Americas. People over 60 will outnumber the child population in Mexico by 2050. Mexico is behind in its search for lithium, and there is no guarantee that it will continue to be the gold standard. The Panama Canal will invest more than $6.7 billion in its roadmap for the next decade. President Trump criticizes Colombia for lack of cooperation with drug trafficking. Only 16% of students in Colombia complete high school. The OECD has said that the plan to privatize Argentina nuclear power plants is detrimental to the sector, says an analyst. Milei's plan is a repetition. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.